I'm Olivia, 28 years old. My sister betrayed me by sleeping with my college boyfriend, so I cut her out of my life. But when I got married, she demanded a wedding invite, and my mom threatened to skip the event if I didn't include her. Daniel's proposal felt like a turning point for me. We'd been together for 4 years, and he was everything I'd ever wanted in a partner: supportive, kind, patient, and hilariously funny. Our relationship gave me a fresh start after all the family drama and trust issues that had haunted me for so long. I remember the night he proposed vividly. We were at our favorite spot by the lake, the sun setting in a blaze of orange and pink. He got down on one knee, his hand shaking a little, and asked me to marry him. Tears streamed down my face as I said yes, feeling like I was finally leaving the past behind. Our engagement was a whirlwind of excitement. We started planning the wedding right away, dreaming of a day filled with joy, love, and peace. No drama, just us and the people who truly supported our happiness. But my mom had other ideas. She stirred up trouble I never saw coming. It all began when she called to congratulate us, her voice bubbly at first. "You're inviting Julia, right?" she asked casually, as if it was the most natural thing in the world. My heart sank. Julia, my older sister, hadn't been part of my life for years. My family isn't the type that explodes into big fights. We don't have yelling matches at Thanksgiving or dramatic scenes at family gatherings. Instead, we sweep everything under the rug, pretending problems don't exist. My mom hates conflict more than anything. She'll do whatever it takes to avoid it, even if that means creating more tension behind the scenes. She guilt trips, cries, or manipulates to force everyone to play nice, no matter the cost. This avoidance started showing up early in our family. Growing up, if Julia and I argued over something small, like who got the last cookie, Mom would step in immediately. "Girls, hug it out," she'd say, not letting us actually resolve anything. Over time, that built resentment. Issues festered because they were never addressed. And when something big happened, like with Julia and my boyfriend, Mom treated it the same way. It all traced back to my older sister, Julia. We were close as kids, sharing secrets and giggling late into the night. She was 2 years older, my protector and confidant. But that changed during my junior year of college. I was dating Liam, my first serious boyfriend. We met in a literature class, bonding over our love for classic novels. Liam was charming, with a smile that lit up the room. I thought we were soulmates. We talked about getting engaged after graduation, building a future together. I trusted him completely, young and naive as I was. I even introduced him to my family, including Julia. She seemed happy for me at first. Then whispers started. Friends hinted at seeing Liam and Julia together in odd places. I brushed it off, not wanting to believe it. One night I caught them. I walked into Liam's apartment unannounced, planning a surprise dinner. There they were, tangled up on the couch. My world shattered. Julia, my own sister, sleeping with my boyfriend. It wasn't a one-time mistake, it was a full-on affair. I confronted them both. Liam stammered apologies, but Julia's reaction cut deeper. She didn't cry or beg for forgiveness. She just shrugged, her eyes cold. "If he cheated, maybe you weren't enough for him," she said flatly. Those words echoed in my head, tearing at my self-worth. I cut her off that day. No more calls, no more visits. I blocked her on everything and focused on healing. Liam and I broke up immediately. He tried to win me back with flowers and texts, but I was done. The betrayal from both scarred me deeply. It affected my trust in people for years. I second-guessed every relationship, wondering if I'd ever be enough. Therapy helped, but the pain lingered. My mom saw the whole thing as a minor sisterly spat, like we'd fought over borrowing a sweater without asking. She downplayed it constantly. "Men mess up sometimes," she'd say with a wave of her hand. But sisters don't hold grudges forever. I tried explaining the depth of the hurt, but she called me dramatic. "Family is forever, Olivia," she insisted. You'll get over it. I gave up trying to make her understand and built my life away from Julia. Years passed without contact. I moved cities, started a new job in marketing, and met Daniel. He was a breath of fresh air. Daniel worked as a software engineer, steady and reliable. Our first date was at a cozy coffee shop where we talked for hours. He made me laugh until my sides hurt. Over time, he helped me rebuild my confidence. He listened to my stories about Julia without judgment, always on my side. You deserve peace, he'd say. When we got engaged, I was thrilled. Planning the wedding felt like claiming my happiness. Our guest list was small, about 80 people, close friends and supportive family. Julia wasn't on it. I wasn't letting her shadow ruin my day. The thought of her there, smirking or stirring drama, made my stomach twist. Mom found out soon enough. During a phone call about dress shopping, she brought it up. So, Julia's coming, right? She asked again. When I said no, she gasped like I'd slapped her. Olivia, she's your sister. You can't exclude her. I stayed calm, explaining my reasons. The betrayal, the lack of apology, the ongoing pain. But she wouldn't hear it. She launched into guilt trips. What will the family think if she's not there? She pleaded. Why cause more drama by leaving her out? The irony hit me hard. She was the one creating drama by pushing this. I stood firm, but her calls and texts kept coming. She escalated, getting aunts and cousins involved. They sent passive-aggressive messages. Grandma would love to see the whole family together, one said. Another, you'll regret this when you're older, sweetie. Felt coordinated, like Mom was rallying the troops against me. The final blow came during a tense dinner at her house. Daniel and I visited to discuss wedding details. Mom cornered me in the kitchen. If you don't invite Julia, I won't come, she threatened, her eyes welling up. I'm not taking sides, but I can't watch you tear the family apart. Felt like pure manipulation. I love my mom, flaws and all. Her threat broke my heart, making me question everything. Till I couldn't cave. Daniel backed me up that night as we drove home. It's your day, Liv, he said. Her lack of respect isn't your fault. I decided to take control. To quiet Mom for a bit, I told her I'd think about inviting Julia. But I had a different plan. I wrote Julia a letter, pouring out my heart. I described how her betrayal crushed me, damaging my trust and self-esteem. I explained that the wedding was about love and peace, and her presence would bring only pain. I'm not holding a grudge, I wrote. I'm protecting my mental health. I added that I didn't hate her, but we weren't close anymore, and faking it wasn't an option. Sending that letter felt liberating. I sealed it with a deep breath and dropped it in the mailbox. Then I waited. Julia's response came fast, angry texts blasting my phone. You're so petty and immature, she wrote. Letting an old mistake divide the family. She accused me of being the one causing drama. Mom sided with her, calling me in tears. You're tearing us apart, Olivia. Julia's crushed. What kind of person excludes their sister from their wedding? Mom asked, her voice breaking. I felt drained, like I was fighting a losing battle. I told Mom I was done arguing. My decision was final. She kept pushing, but I stopped responding to her pleas. The stress built up. Wedding planning should have been fun, but it turned into a minefield. I leaned on Daniel more than ever. He planned little escapes for us, like weekend hikes or movie nights. We're in this together, he'd remind me, holding my hand. Finally, the wedding day arrived. It was perfect, sunny and warm at our outdoor venue. Flowers bloomed everywhere and soft music played. Julia wasn't there, and I felt a weight lift. Mom showed up, but she was distant, barely smiling in photos. I didn't let it ruin things. Daniel and I exchanged vows under a beautiful arch. His eyes locked on mine, promising forever. We danced, laughed, and celebrated with true friends. Surrounded by love, I felt peace for the first time in years. The day flew by in a blur of joy. I wouldn't change a single moment. Now the fallout has begun. Julia's posting vague, passive-aggressive stuff online. Things like, "Some people can't move on from the past," with sad emojis. Mom sends long texts about her disappointment. "Julia's hurting so much," she writes. Some relatives chime in, saying I was wrong to exclude her. Part of me feels guilty. Did I make the right call? But deep down, I know I protected my mental health. I've worked hard to rebuild after Julia's betrayal. Therapy sessions, journaling, surrounding myself with positive people, it all helped. Inviting her would have undone that progress. Till the doubt creeps in sometimes. Was it selfish to put myself first? A few days after sharing my story online, the responses poured in. Comments from strangers and friends alike blew me away. So many shared similar tales of family betrayal. "Thank you for watching and sharing your thoughts," I posted in an update. Every comment opened my eyes. Hearing I wasn't alone made the pain easier to bear. Even those who thought I was too harsh, I appreciated their views. It's messy, family stuff always is. But the support outweighed the criticism. The drama hasn't stopped since the wedding. If anything, it's ramped up. My mom's doubled down on her disappointment. 2 days ago, she sent a long email that hit like a punch. "I'm heartbroken, Olivia," she wrote. "You've split the family and it's all on you." Her words stung deeply. "I don't recognize you anymore. This isn't how I raised you." She went on about Julia's pain, painting me as the villain. The email was full of guilt trips. She mentioned losing sleep, getting calls from worried relatives. It felt like she was trying to make me feel small. I stared at my laptop screen, my hands trembling. Part of me wanted to fire back, defend myself. But I knew that would only fuel the fire. Mom's stubborn like that. Once she sets her mind, there's no budging her. I've seen it all my life. I kept my reply short and calm. "I'm sorry you feel that way, Mom," I typed. "But I stand by my choice. This is about my mental health, not hurting anyone." I added that I loved her but couldn't keep rehashing this. I hit send, hoping it would bring some pause. But I was wrong. Mom forwarded my email to Julia. I know because Julia responded with a harsh, lengthy email of her own. Popped into my inbox like a bomb. "You're bitter and immature," she wrote. "Stuck in the past, playing the victim. You're ruining the family over nothing." She claimed Liam was the real villain, not her. "He's the cheater," she said. "I was just caught up in it." That line made my blood boil. Yes, Liam cheated, but Julia chose to betray her sister. She knew exactly what she was doing. She hasn't owned up to it, even now. Instead, she's guilting me for not forgiving and forgetting. It's exhausting. I didn't reply to her email. After years of healing, engaging felt like undoing all my progress. I closed the laptop and took a walk to clear my head. The fresh air helped. Birds chirped, leaves rustled. It reminded me there's life beyond this drama. But Julia wasn't done. Yesterday, she posted a vague message on Facebook. "People show their true colors when they think they've won," it read. Likes and comments flooded in. Relatives chimed in. "You're better off without toxic people," one said. "Some can't handle a strong woman," another added. It was clear they meant me. Drained me, seeing family take sides publicly. I scrolled through, my chest tight. Why couldn't they stay out of it? Mom's playing both sides as usual. We talk on the phone, but it's tense. She drops hints like, "I saw Julia yesterday, she's really struggling." Or, "I wish you'd see how much this hurts her." She's pushing me to reach out, reconcile. But I'm not falling for the guilt anymore. I stay polite but firm. "I'm not ready, Mom," I say each time. "You need to respect that." I'm not sure she ever will. Daniel's been my rock through this. He listens as I vent, offers hugs when I cry. Focus on us, Liv, he urges. Don't let their drama win. He suggested a short trip to escape. Maybe a weekend at a cozy cabin in the mountains. I'm seriously considering it. Some distance sounds perfect. Toughest part is the mixed reactions from family. Some relatives support me privately. They text things like, "I get why you did it, don't feel bad." Others side with Julia openly. They share her posts or make snarky comments in group chats. Everyone's got an opinion, Daniel says, shaking his head. It's true, but it's none of their business. This is between me, Julia, and Mom. Yet the whole family feels entitled to weigh in. Surprisingly, I don't miss Julia at all. You'd think a milestone like my wedding would spark some longing to reconnect. But it hasn't. This mess just confirms I was right to cut her off. She keeps proving she won't own her actions or respect my boundaries. I'm done forcing a bond with someone who doesn't care about the pain they caused. It's liberating to admit that to myself. Till the exhaustion is real. I'm tired of defending my choices. Tired of being painted as the villain for prioritizing my happiness. And tired of Mom acting like Julia's feelings trump mine. Why can't she see both sides? It hurts more than I expected. I'm not sure how to move forward with Mom. I don't want to lose her entirely. She's flawed, but she's my mom. If she keeps pushing, though, I might have to set stricter boundaries. Maybe limit contact for a while. It's a tough thought. Right now, I'm holding my ground. The backlash is intense, but I'm standing tall. I focus on the good stuff. My marriage to Daniel is a bright spot. We're building a life together, house hunting, planning trips. It's exciting. I have loyal friends who stood by me at the wedding. Their support means everything. And I'm proud of how far I've come personally. This family drama casts a shadow, but I won't let it define me. I'm choosing peace one day at a time. It's been a wild ride since my last update. I hoped things would simmer down after the wedding, but nope. They've only gotten crazier. It feels like I'm trapped in a soap opera I never signed up for. Every day brings some new twist. I'm just trying to keep my head above water. Julia sent me a surprise package last week. Seeing her name on the label made my stomach drop. I hesitated, debating whether to open it. Curiosity got the better of me. I tore it open carefully, half expecting something dramatic. Inside was a long handwritten letter and a small photo album. The letter wasn't full of anger, which caught me off guard. It started with an apology. "I'm sorry for how things turned out," she wrote. "I regret hurting you." But then it shifted to excuses. She claimed she was in a dark place back then, dealing with her own issues. "I didn't realize the impact," she said. She talked about feeling overshadowed by me growing up. "You were always the golden child," she wrote. Liam gave me attention I craved. It felt like she was seeking pity rather than truly owning up. The apology seemed half-hearted, mixed with justifications. She ended by hoping we could start fresh. "Family means everything," she concluded. "Let's put this behind us." The photo album was even odder. It was filled with childhood pictures, us at holidays, birthdays, family vacations. Some shots brought back fond memories. Like the one of us building sandcastles at the beach, grins wide. Or dressed as princesses for Halloween. They made me smile briefly. But mostly they made me sad. They highlighted how far we drifted. What happened to those happy sisters? Was this a genuine peace offering? Or just more manipulation to worm her way back in? I couldn't tell, and it left me conflicted. I showed the letter to Daniel that evening. We sat on the couch, reading it together. His brow furrowed as he scanned the pages. "Be cautious, Liv," he advised. "You don't owe her a response if you're not ready. This could be her way of guilting you again." He was right. I didn't want to rush into anything. For now, I stashed the letter and album in a drawer, out of sight. I needed time to process. Sleep on it, maybe journal my thoughts. Rushing had never helped in the past. Then Mom escalated things to a whole new level. She called a family intervention. Yes, seriously. A group text popped up on my phone. It included me, Julia, and several relatives. "We need to meet at my house this weekend," Mom wrote, "to talk like adults and fix this." I was stunned, staring at the screen. Sitting in a room with Julia and family members who'd already picked sides? Scream trap. Memories of past family gatherings flashed through my mind. Awkward silences, forced smiles. This would be 10 times worse. I texted back immediately. "I'm not coming, Mom. This isn't the way to resolve things." She called right after, her voice frantic. "How can you refuse?" She demanded. "We're family. We need to hash this out face to face." I explained it felt ambush-like. "I'm not ready for that," I said. "Pushing me won't help." She lost it, raising her voice. "You're being stubborn. Julia's willing to try, why aren't you?" I hung up, my heart pounding. Daniel rubbed my back as I paced the living room. "You did the right thing," he assured me. The intervention went ahead without me, from what I heard. Relatives gossiped about it in whispers. Mom texted later, disappointed. "You missed a chance to heal," she wrote. It only made me more resolved. Healing can't be forced. Since then, Julia's been quieter online. No more vague posts, at least for now. But I brace for the next wave. Mom's calls have tapered off, but the tension lingers. When we do talk, it's surface level, weather, work, anything but the elephant in the room. I'm focusing on self-care. Yoga classes in the mornings, reading books that inspire me. Daniel and I cook dinners together, laughing over recipes. We took that short trip he suggested. A weekend at a lakeside cabin, just us. No phones, no drama. We hiked trails, watched sunsets, talked about our dreams. Recharged me, reminded me of what matters. Back home, the package still sits in the drawer. I peek at it sometimes, pondering a response. Maybe a simple note. "Thanks, but I need more time." Or nothing at all. Silence might be the best answer. I'm weighing it carefully. Family reactions continue to trickle in. An aunt called to mediate, but I politely declined. "This is my boundary," I said. Some cousins unfollowed me on social media. Stings a little, but it's their choice. I won't chase approval. Through it all, I've learned a lot about myself. I'm stronger than I thought. Standing up for my peace isn't selfish, it's necessary. Julia's betrayal taught me that. Forced me to rebuild from scratch, and I did. Now I protect that progress fiercely. Mom might come around eventually. Or not. Either way, I'll be okay. I have Daniel, my friends, my life. The drama might never fully end. Families like mine hold on to grudges in weird ways. But I control my response. I choose joy over chaos, peace over pretense, and that feels like winning. Weeks have passed since the intervention fiasco. Things have quieted a bit, but the undercurrent of tension remains. I check my emails less, avoiding potential bombs. Daniel and I settled into married life. We decorated our apartment with wedding photos, laughing at the silly ones. Cozy, our little haven. Work keeps me busy. A new project at the office demands focus, designing campaigns for a big client. It's a welcome distraction. But family pulls me back sometimes. Cousin's birthday party invite arrived. Julia will be there, no doubt. I RSVP'd no, citing a prior commitment. Truth is, I'm not ready to face her in a social setting. Baby steps. Mom visited last weekend. She showed up unannounced, arms full of baked goods. "Just checking in," she said with a forced smile. We sat in the kitchen, sipping tea. Conversation stayed light at first, her garden my job. Then she steered to Julia. She misses you, Mom said softly. That letter was her way of reaching out. I nodded but held firm. I appreciate it, but I need space. She sighed but didn't push too hard. As she left, she hugged me tight. I love you both, she whispered, tugged at my heartstrings. Later, I pulled out the photo album, flipped through pages slowly. Memories flooded back, good ones mostly. Us riding bikes in the park, baking cookies with Grandma. Those times felt so innocent. Made me wonder if reconciliation is possible. Not now, but someday. If Julia truly changes. For now, I'm content with distance. Healing isn't linear. Some days I'm angry, others reflective. Daniel encourages therapy again. It helped before, he says. I booked a session for next week. Sharing my story online connected me with others. Support groups for sibling estrangement. Their stories mirror mine. One woman wrote about her brother stealing from her. Another about a sister's affair with her husband. It's comforting knowing I'm not alone. Comments keep coming. You're brave, many say. Prioritize your peace. Bolsters me. Even critics offer insights. Forgiveness heals you too, one noted. Ponder that, but forgiveness doesn't mean reconnection. Julia emailed again yesterday. Shorter this time, thinking of you. Hope we can talk soon. I haven't replied. Part of me wants to set clear terms. But I hesitate, fearing a cycle restart. Instead, I journaled my thoughts. What I'd say if we met. Own it fully. No excuses. Then maybe. Package sits sealed now. I might return it or keep it as a reminder. Undecided still. Mom's planning a family holiday dinner. She hinted I should come with or without Julia drama. I'm considering it. Test the waters. But only if boundaries are respected. Life moves on. Daniel and I talk about starting a family someday. Exciting, scary thoughts. For now, I savor the present. Walks in the park, coffee dates, quiet evenings. The betrayal shaped me but doesn't define me. I'm Olivia, wife, friend, survivor. And I'm okay. More than okay. I'm thriving. Months later, the dust seems to settle. Or so I thought. A family wedding invite arrived, for a cousin. Julia's in the bridal party. Mom's attending, of course. The dilemma hits, go or skip. Daniel and I discussed it over dinner. Your call, he said. I'll support whatever. I decided to go. Face it head on. But with a plan, minimal interaction with Julia. The day came. Venue beautiful, flowers everywhere. I spotted Julia across the room. She looked my way, nodded slightly. No approach. I exhaled, relieved. Mom pulled me aside. See? No drama, she beamed. I smiled but stayed vigilant. The event passed smoothly. Danced with Daniel, chatted with relatives. Julia kept distance. Afterward, a small win. Maybe coexistence is possible without closeness. Back home, reflection time. Progress, tiny but real. Julia texted post-wedding. Nice seeing you. Simple, no pressure. I replied, you too. Kept it neutral. Door cracked, not wide open. Mom's thrilled. Calls more, less about drama. Shares recipes, asks about work. Healing creeps in slowly. Trust rebuilds in bits. But I guard my heart. Lessons learned hard. Daniel and I plan a vacation. Europe, maybe. Adventure awaits. Life's good. Drama fades. I choose happiness daily. She called, crying, begging me to reconsider. Her voice cracked over the phone, full of desperation. Families don't turn their backs on each other, Olivia, she sobbed. Please, just come to the meeting. I listened, my heart aching, but I stayed firm. I explained that I wasn't ready for that kind of talk. Forcing it would only make things worse, reopening wounds I'd worked so hard to heal. But she wouldn't hear it. She kept pushing, her words tumbling out. "This is for your own good," she insisted. "You're being so stubborn, like always." I ended the call gently, but my hands shook afterward. Daniel noticed and pulled me into a hug. "You did the right thing," he whispered. We spent the rest of the day together, trying to distract ourselves. We went for a long walk in the park near our apartment. The leaves were turning gold and red, crunching under our feet. It was a crisp autumn day, the kind that usually lifts my spirits. Daniel held my hand, pointing out squirrels chasing each other. We stopped for hot coffee at a little stand. For a few hours, I forgot about the drama, laughing at his silly jokes. But the fallout hit hard later that evening. Mom called again, this time furious. "Everyone showed up except you," she snapped. "Your absence just proves you're the one dividing the family." She called me selfish, her voice sharp like a knife. Before I could respond, she hung up. I stared at my phone, stunned and hurt. Then the messages started rolling in from relatives who'd attended. A cousin texted, "You should have been there, it was really healing for Julia." It felt like a slap, as if my pain didn't matter. An aunt called, her tone dripping with judgment. "You're being cruel, Olivia," she said. "Not giving Julia a chance to apologize in person? That's heartless." Apparently, Julia had cried during the meeting. She told everyone she misses me and wants to fix things. Hearing that secondhand twisted my gut. Now, some family members act like Julia's the victim. They paint me as the heartless one for not letting her back in. It's infuriating. Do they even remember what she did? No one seems to care about my feelings, or the depth of her betrayal. They're all obsessed with keeping up this perfect family image, sweeping real issues under the rug. I feel like the bad guy for standing up for myself. It's exhausting, this constant pressure. My confidence wavers sometimes, making me question everything. My relationship with Mom is crumbling fast. She's gone cold, barely talking to me now. When she does, it's sharp and passive-aggressive, like little digs in every sentence. She even bailed on a lunch we'd planned. Claimed she was sick, but I know it's because she's mad. It hurts more than I expected, this distance growing between us. But I remind myself her actions reflect her issues, not mine. She's always hated conflict, preferring to force fake harmony. I can't change that, but I can protect myself. Thankfully, Daniel and a few close friends have been my lifeline. One friend, Sarah, brought over wine and snacks the other night. We sat on the couch, talking for hours. She reminded me it's okay to set boundaries. "Prioritize your mental health, Liv," she said. "You've been through enough." Her words were exactly what I needed to hear. Till guilt lingers in quiet moments. I wonder if I'm too stubborn, or if I should try to fix things just for Mom's sake. But letting Julia back in without a real apology? That would undo years of healing. I don't think she's capable of owning her actions fully. I'm stuck in this storm I didn't start. The wind howls around me, but I'm holding firm. The pressure's intense, wearing me down day by day. Mom's distant, Julia's playing the victim online and off. Some family members take her side, whispering behind my back. I'm constantly defending my choice for peace. It's like a never-ending battle. I keep questioning if I'm right. But deep down, I know I am. Protecting myself isn't wrong. Should I reply to Julia's letter? Explain myself one more time? Or will that just invite more manipulation, pulling me back in? And Mom, can I save our relationship without giving in? Or is it hopeless, this cycle of guilt and pressure? These questions swirl in my mind at night. I'm trying to focus on my life with Daniel. We make breakfast together, plan weekend outings. But this family drama weighs heavy, like a shadow I can't shake. Thanks for sticking with me through all this. Having a place to share my story means more than you know. Your support keeps me going. It's been a week since things exploded, and I'm finally breathing easier. The air feels lighter, my steps surer. It got messy, and I'm not thrilled about how it played out, but I'm relieved it's done. This is likely my last update on the saga. I've made my choice to protect my peace, and I'm not turning back no matter what comes next. After Julia's letter and the failed intervention, I tried to stay low-key. I dove into work, tackling a big marketing project, kept my mind busy, away from the chaos. I hung out more with Daniel, too. We watched movies, cooked new recipes. Simple things that grounded me in the present. I avoided my phone as much as possible. No scrolling through family group chats. But the drama didn't stop just because I stepped back. It found ways to creep in. Mom kept pushing, of course. She called and texted daily, begging me to hear Julia out. Just a small meeting, she suggested. With just the three of us. The big one was too much, I see that now. I refused each time, politely but firmly. No, Mom, I'd say. I'm not ready. I hoped that would end it, but it didn't. She just tried harder. Last weekend, Daniel and I hosted a cozy dinner with close friends. It was meant to be a fun, drama-free night. We made pasta from scratch, set the table with candles. Everything was perfect. Laughter filled the room, wine flowed. Friends shared stories, and I felt normal for once. Until my phone pinged with a Facebook notification. I usually ignore my phone during dinner. But something made me check, a gut feeling maybe. I'm glad I did, though it ruined my mood. Julia had posted again, her most direct jab yet. It's sad when people hold grudges and can't move on, it read. Are they just jealous or stuck on what they lost? My stomach sank like a stone. She was clearly talking about me. The idea that I'm hung up on Liam? Infuriating and so far from the truth. He's the last person I'd ever want back. Our breakup was a relief after the betrayal. Julia's attempt to twist it that way was absurd, almost laughable if it wasn't so hurtful. But airing our family drama publicly like that? Posting for all to see, inviting comments? That pushed me over the edge. I'd had enough. I showed Daniel the post right away. He read it, his jaw tightening. Block her, Liv, he said. And move on. Don't let her drag you down. He was right, logically. But I was fed up, tired of Julia twisting the story to suit her. Tired of Mom enabling her every move. And tired of being cast as the villain for simply protecting myself. For the first time in years, I decided to face Julia head-on. Not to reconcile, but to set the record straight once and for all. I called Mom and agreed to meet her and Julia. Mom was thrilled, her voice lighting up. Oh, Olivia, this is wonderful, she exclaimed. She thought I wanted to fix things, to hug it out. I didn't correct her, I just needed to speak my truth. We set the meeting for a neutral spot, a quiet coffee shop downtown. I arrived early, nerves buzzing. Daniel dropped me off, squeezing my hand. You've got this, he said. Mom greeted me warmly but nervously, her eyes darting around. She hugged me tight, whispering, I'm so glad you're here. Julia arrived last, looking smug like she'd already won the battle. We ordered coffees and sat at a corner table. The air was thick with tension. Mom tried to break the ice with small talk about the weather. Julia jumped in quickly, her words rehearsed. I've missed you so much, Olivia, she said. Family shouldn't let one mistake ruin everything. We were young and dumb back then. I let her talk, sipping my coffee slowly. She went on about wanting to move forward. I waited for her to finish, expecting me to cave or even apologize for the distance. Instead, I brought up her latest post. What was that about on Facebook? I asked calmly. The one about grudges and jealousy? She didn't deny it, just shrugged. It was just a general thought, she claimed. If you feel targeted, maybe it hits home. You seem obsessed with the past, more hung up on Liam than anything I did. That's when I snapped, my voice steady but firm. This isn't about Liam at all, I said. It's about you refusing to own your choice to betray your own sister. You've never truly apologized, just played the victim and used family to guilt me back. The words poured out years of pent-up frustration. I told her how her affair shattered my trust, how her shrug and cruel words that day, "Maybe you weren't enough," haunted me for so long. I wasn't done yet. I turned to Mom, who sat wide-eyed. "And I'm done with your guilt trips and manipulation," I said. "I love you, but your refusal to respect my boundaries has pushed me too far." Mom's face crumpled, but I kept going. "You always force harmony without addressing the real problems," I explained. "It's not healthy and it's not fair to me." I made it clear I wasn't cutting her off completely, but I needed space, no more interventions or forced reconciliations. If she wanted a relationship with me, she'd have to accept that Julia isn't part of my life anymore. Julia started crying then, big, dramatic tears. She wiped them away theatrically. "I've tried so hard to fix this," she sobbed. "Why do you hate me? What did I ever do to deserve this?" Felt fake, another manipulation tactic to pull at my heartstrings. I'd seen it before growing up. Julia always turned on the waterworks when cornered. When I didn't budge or comfort her, she got defensive. Her tears dried up fast. "You're so cold and unforgiving," she spat. "It must be nice to feel perfect, like you've never made a mistake." I just laughed, not a happy laugh, but one of disbelief. Kind you let out when someone refuses to see reality. "This isn't about perfection," I said. "It's about accountability, which you still avoid." I stood up then, gathering my things. "I'm done here," I announced. I said what I needed to. Mom reached for my arm, pleading, but I gently pulled away. Walking out of that coffee shop, the bell jingling behind me, I felt a rush of freedom. Driving home, windows down, I felt lighter than I had in years. For so long, I'd carried this drama like a backpack full of rocks, questioning if I owed Julia forgiveness, wondering if I should bend for Mom's sake. But now I knew I didn't. They hadn't met me halfway despite all my efforts. I tried explaining over letters and calls, set boundaries time and again, moved forward with my life. But they kept pulling me back, refusing to respect my no. That's on them, not me. I arrived home to Daniel waiting with open arms. "How'd it go?" he asked. I told him everything, and he nodded proudly. "You were brave," he said. We ordered takeout and debriefed on the couch. Felt cathartic closing that chapter. I've since blocked Julia everywhere, social media, phone, email. No more vague posts or surprise packages. It's a clean break and it feels right. I told Mom I'm stepping back from family events for now. Holidays, birthdays, the works. I'm ready to enforce that boundary if she doesn't respect it, even if it means missing out. She called the next day, upset but quieter. "I don't want to lose you," she said. I repeated my terms. "Respect my choice or we'll have limited contact." Daniel's been my rock through every twist. He reminds me daily that I'm not wrong. "Choosing peace over toxic ties is strength, not weakness," he says. I'm not even angry anymore, just relieved. Constant weight is gone. For the first time, I can focus on my life without this family drama looming like a dark cloud. I have Daniel with his goofy smiles and steady support, amazing friends who show up with wine and wisdom, and a bright future ahead, maybe travel, career growth, even starting a family someday. Letting go of Julia and the family members who don't respect me feels like dropping a heavy burden. I walk taller now, breathe deeper. It's liberating. To everyone who's followed my story and shared advice, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your words gave me clarity when I doubted myself, courage when I felt weak. Comments like, "You're doing the right thing," kept me going. Even the differing views helped me think deeper. I appreciate it all. I don't know what's next with my family. Maybe mom will come around eventually. Or maybe not. Either way, I'm at peace with my choice, and that's everything. Am I sad it ended this way? A bit, sure. There's a twinge when I think of what could have been. But mostly, I'm relieved to be free of the endless drama. Life's too short for people who cause pain, no matter their claims of love. I've learned that the hard way. Choosing myself isn't selfish, it's essential for survival. Here's to moving on to new beginnings without the baggage. I'm excited for what's ahead. No more looking back. A few days after the meeting, calm settled in. I woke up without that knot in my stomach. Mornings felt brighter, coffee tasted better. Work picked up with a new client pitch. I threw myself into it, brainstorming ideas late into the night. Success there boosted my confidence. Daniel surprised me with tickets to a concert. Our favorite band, front row seats. We danced and sang, lost in the music, no drama in sight. Mom texted sparingly now. Short updates about her garden or the weather. No more please, at least for the moment. I replied kindly, keeping it light. Building a new normal, one message at a time. Tentative, but it's progress. Julia's silence is golden. No posts, no packages. Blocking her was the best decision, out of sight, out of mind. Family chatter died down too. A few relatives unfriended me online. Stung briefly, but I shrugged it off. Others reached out privately. An uncle said, "I respect your choice, kiddo." Small validations like that mean a lot. I started journaling again. Pouring thoughts onto paper clears my head. Reflections on growth, on boundaries. Therapy sessions resumed weekly. My counselor nodded approvingly. "You're reclaiming your power," she said. Friends organized a girls' night. Spa treatments, gossip, laughter. "You look happier," one noted. I felt it too. Daniel and I planned a road trip. Just us, open highways, new sights. Adventure calls, and I'm ready. Nights are peaceful now. We cuddle on the couch, watching shows. Simple joys I cherish more than ever. The betrayal feels distant, like an old scar. It shaped me, made me stronger. But it no longer controls me. I forgive myself for the guilt I carried. For doubting my worth. That's the real healing. Mom invited me for coffee alone. No Julia mentioned. I accepted, cautious but hopeful. We met at her favorite cafe. Hugs, small talk. She apologized softly for pushing too hard. "I miss you," she said. Tears in her eyes, genuine this time. I nodded, sharing my side again. We agreed to take it slow. No pressure, just rebuilding trust. It's a start. Julia remains out. Mom accepts that reluctantly. Boundaries hold firm. Life balances out. Work thrives, love deepens. Drama fades into background noise. I share my story less now. It's mine, resolved. Time to live it fully. Gratitude fills me for Daniel, friends, even the lessons. Pain taught resilience. Here's to peace earned and cherished. No regrets. Months pass, seasons change. Winter snow blankets the ground. I bundle up, sipping hot cocoa by the window. Daniel proposes a ski trip. We hit the slopes, laughing at my clumsy falls. Bonding in the cold air. Mom visits more. We bake cookies, reminisce on good times. Healing creeps in slowly. She mentions Julia sparingly. "She's doing okay," she says once. I nod, change the subject. Family holidays approach. I host a small one at home. Select invites, those who respect me. It's warm, joyful. No tension, just love. Mom attends, smiling genuinely. Julia's absence is noted but not dwelled on. Life moves forward. New year brings resolutions. More travel, self-care. I join a yoga class, find zen. Work promotion comes through. Hard work pays off. Celebrations with Daniel. Friends multiply. New connections, shared stories. Community builds around positivity. The past betrayal? A chapter closed. I'm the author now. Grateful for the journey. It led here to strength, peace. Future brightens daily. I embrace it fully. Spring blooms, flowers everywhere. Walks in parks revive me. Nature's reminder of renewal. Daniel and I house hunt. Dreaming of a place our own. Excitement bubbles. Mom calls weekly. Light chats, no drama. Relationship mends stitch by stitch. Julia fades further. Rumors say she's moved on too. Good for her from afar. I reflect on growth. From broken to whole. Proud of the path. Stories shared inspired others. Messages pour in. You helped me set boundaries. Impact ripples. That's rewarding. Life's tapestry weaves on. Mine colorful, drama-free. Here's to authenticity. To choosing joy. Summer heat waves hit. Beach days with Daniel. Sand between toes, waves crashing. We swim, build castles. Childlike fun heals the soul. Mom joins a picnic. Laughter shared. Bonds strengthen. No mention of past rifts. Present focus. Friends barbecue. Stories exchanged. Support network solid. Work travels take me places. New cities, experiences. Home always calls back. To Daniel's arms. Peace endures. Drama a distant memory. Grateful heart overflows. Fall returns, cycle completes. Leaves fall, new beginnings. I stand tall. Resilient, free. The end? No, just the start.